Hey, what's going on everyone? This is a team preview of the team I will be using on stream for the next little bit, and the team I was going to bring to the Fort Wayne Regionals. This team, I've gotten a lot of hate for it, I've gotten a lot of people angry at me over it. I love this team. It has a core 4, and it works in 2 separate pairs that can all kind of rotate around with each other. The first pair is Wo-Chien, Glamora. Second pair, Ting-Lu, Arcanine. Wo-Chien and Glamora, they work so well together. Glamora can go for a mortal spin, while Wo-Chien sets up its Leech Seed. And you slowly just start switching protects between the two of them, mixing in Venoshocks with the Glamora to wear down your opponents and eventually knock them down, while regaining most of your HP if you can get up both of your Leech Seeds with Wo-Chien. And if they want to switch, then they're still going to be poisoned when they come back in. I also have the option of mean looking them with the Wo-Chien to locking them in if they're not a ghost type, or have some sort of switch out move. The mean look on Wo-Chien was specifically a counter to Perish Song. Perish Trap against a stall team just destroys, because I don't have a whole lot of offensive input to be able to take out these Pokemon, so it was just kind of rolling me. So if I saw a Gothitelle, the first thing I would do was mean look the Gothitelle, because that Gothitelle's stuck and I'm stuck. Neither one of us can get out until one of us goes down. So if they get up a Perish Song, I'm at least taking the Gothitelle with me, and I have Terra Ghost on the Glamora, plus the Flutter Mane, so I can either lead the Glamora, go Terra Ghost, and switch, so I'm only going to lose one Mon, or lead the Flutter Mane, and I can counter Perish Song as well. Against Annihilate teams, that is my most go-to option. Perish Song, go for a mean look. Most of the time, if a Annihilate sees a Flutter Mane, it's going to Terra. So if it Terras, then I can mean look it and trap it in, but if not, I can at least mean look the mouse hold and knock it out. It also works quite well with the mean look and the Arcanine. If I lead Wo-Chien and Arcanine against a Chien-Pao, a Dragonite, any physical attacking Pokemon, what I can do is I get the -1 from the Wo-Chien. Arcanine gets them on -2, essentially, with Intimidate. If I Will-O-Wisp them, they are on -4, and then I mean look. I trap that Mon in because it is useless the rest of the game. And then I can just focus down the one other spot. They can bring in whatever Pokemon they want. They can bring in a Chien-Pao to basically get it to -3, but it's not going to make a difference. That Pokemon has been nullified. They can't do anything for the rest of the game. They can do a little bit of chip damage, but it's not going to be enough to really affect the outcome of the game. Then after I have the Mon locked in with Wo-Chien, Gastrodon or Flutter Mane, even the Arcanine are free to help clean up the rest of the slots, even the Chien-Pao with Giga Drain. I do have a decent amount of special attack investment in him to be able to do some damage. It is enough calc to be able to one-hit KO and Iron Bundle if it's max speed, max special attack. The other combo that works really well off of leads is the Ting-Lu Arcanine. These two Pokemon work so well together. Ting-Lu already has a massive defense, plus the -1 that anything that will try to come in on it with the Arcanine, if it wants to hit it physically, I can also Will-O-Wisp it, or if it leads to special attackers, which my most common lead against with this team is I'm looking for the opponent to have a Flutter Mane Chi-Yu. If they have a Flutter Mane Chi-Yu and they lead and I lead these two, 80% of the time, I win the game. And this is how. If it's open team sheets, and I see the Chi-Yu has Will-O-Wisp, it makes things a little bit more difficult. But if not, here are the things that I'm looking for in the matchup with Ting-Lu and Arcanine versus Chi-Yu and Flutter Mane. If on the open team sheets, I see between the Flutter Mane and the Chi-Yu, they have either Will-O-Wisp or Moonblast, I have to Terra Fire. That is because if a Will-O-Wisp lands on Ting-Lu, he doesn't kill anything, and I just have to resort to spamming Fisher. If the Flutter Mane Terra Fairy Moonblasts, it doesn't kill, but it gets me so low that even a touch from the Chi-Yu will kill. So if I Terra Fire, I can eat a Moonblast and take 20% plus whatever little chip damage the Chi-Yu does, and then attack back with my two Mons who are going to be slower. I don't have basically any attack investment into my Arcanine, but a Flare Blitz is enough to KO a minimum, a no defense Flutter Mane. So if I don't see a Protect on the Flutter Mane, and I don't see a Protect on Chi-Yu, my turn 1, and they have these two moves, Terra Fire Stomping Tantrum into the Chi-Yu, Flare Blitz into the Flutter Mane. If the Chi-Yu has a Terra Water, I just Heavy Slam the Flutter Mane and get that off the field, and I start spamming Snarls with Arcanine, just to start lowering its special attack even more than it already does. As for the last two Pokemon on the team, the Flutter Mane and the Gastrodon. As I said in my tier list video, if you have a problem with your team, the most common answer is Flutter Mane. The second most common answer is King Gambit. I have a different kind of EV spread on this thing. It is not max speed. I got tired of having games come down to speed ties, so I invested more in the defensive side. I still have some speed to be able to outspeed certain Mons, but it can live a little bit more now. As for the moveset, Dazzling Gleam, Energy Ball, Perish Song, Hex. Hex is because I never lead these last 2 months. 75% of the time, they come in the back. So, between the Will-O-Wisp, between the Mortal Spin, I'm going to have some sort of effect up on the other team. So Hex then starts hitting for double the power. Energy Ball is great at dealing with other Gastrodons, plus Palafin. Palafin was running through my team with this core 3 here, before I added the Gastrodon and before I put on the Energy Ball. If I see a Palafin, Gastrodon has to come, especially with lots of players still running only Wave Crash and Jet Punch. If they end up in a situation where they only have 2 Pokemon left on their side of the field and I have my Gastrodon in the back and I know they only have Jet Punch and Wave Crash, I switch in the Gastrodon and it nullifies the Palafin as long as this thing is on the field, and it's just going to keep powering him up. Most of the time I can switch in as well as the Palafin is attacking and come in and get a free +1, which just allows me to do a whole lot more damage. I originally had Recover on the Gastrodon, but he's so slow that I was never able to click it. Anytime I clicked it, it would be too late. But if I Protect, I can buy in myself an extra turn. I've had a lot of success with this team. It is the most fun I've had with a team in a long time. I know a lot of people don't like the stall, a lot of people don't like the Fisher, but I'm a very methodical player. I like to slowly go through my turns. I like to think and I like to outplay my opponent instead of, we're all speed tied, we're just gonna click and see who goes faster and hope that I kill you before you kill me. That's not strategy to me. Strategy is slowly and methodically wearing down my opponent. Yes, I say I like strategy while I have Fisher on my Ting-Lu, but I never go into a game going, I gotta spam Fisher to win this game. I will click Fisher to click Stomping Tantrum next turn. If my Fisher hits, awesome. If it doesn't hit, it was dead next turn, most likely, with Stomping Tantrum. Throat Chop is really good at disabling Sylveons. That's why I'm running this. Lots of things, especially don't want to catch a Hyper Voice. Leading these two against a Sylveon as well works really well, because I can Snarl. The Sylveon's going to be faster. Ting-Lu is so slow. So I can Snarl, get the Sylveon down to -1. It will Hyper Voice, activate its Throat Spray, get back to 0. Then I Throat Chop. It can't use it anymore. This team, I've had a blast with. This team has just been a lot of fun to play with. There's so many different ways and openings that I can lead. There's a couple changes that I might make with it on the future. The Pokemon currently that's on the block with this team is the Glimmora. I don't feel like I bring it enough. I feel like lots of time I just do end up leading the Wo-Chien Arcanine anyways, because there is so many Chien-Pows that if I don't get the Intimidate, then we're just basically at 0. But if I lead the Wo-Chien, they lead Chien-Pao, and I lead Arcanine, then I end up with the advantage. If I lead Wo-Chien Glimmora, Chien-Pao hits both of these guys super effective. So I can't risk having them in that situation. I'm going to leave a Pokepaste for this team down below. I'm going to see if I can make a team code as well for it, for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, if you guys are interested in that. Coming up soon, I should have a video of you guys talking to you about my story going to Fort Wayne VGC. This was the team that I was supposed to bring. This is a team that I wasn't saying I'm going to win the whole thing, but I would have at least gone 4-5. That's all I was going to promise with this team, was 4 wins. But it was my first regionals, so that would have been 100% okay with me. If you guys have any suggestions for the team or any questions about the team, feel free to ask me down in the comments below. Thanks for watching the video. Have a good one.